Rivers State Governor Mr. Wike has refuted claims by the military and the presidency that over 100 soldiers who went missing after sporadic gun battle with Boko members on Thursday had returned, saying an inside source had confirmed the combatant dead and not just missing. The governor, who also urged President Muhammadu Buhari to take responsibility, said Nigerians are tired of half-truths and diplomatic statements of curbing insurgency. He described as an act of wickedness and lack of human feeling the political dressing given the insurgents since the assumption of office of the All Progressives Congress (APC) at the national level. Mr. Wike lamented that the APC-led government appeared more interested in witch-hunting oppositions and demoralizing the country's unity and tranquility than fighting the insurgency and promise on which the party rode to power. In his words, it is an aberration and a total deviation from the expected changes the APC-led administration had promised Nigerians. Reading 105 soldiers were missing while they were even dead under APC watch. No average Nigerian would listen and watch the APC rallies across the country during the electioneering campaign where promises of ending the insurgency with a short period of time if elected were made. If election were made, that we believe Nigerian army could be this molested and defeated with APC providing shield instead of telling Nigerians the basic truth, Wike lamented. He admonished the presidency to tell Nigerians the present situation with the 105 missing soldiers, which insider had confirmed dead. It will be of great relief to the presidency if Nigerians can always be fed with facts and not doctored media reports aimed at pleasing the masses. As much as we anticipate peace and security of lives and properties, telling Nigerians you are winning battle against Boko when the insurgency consumes our able security operatives on daily basis is as dangerous as voting an unrealistic change, Governor Wike said. Yes, we know it is all lies, 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 lies. But the issue is that the families of these soldiers in questions, they will come out and they can, I'm not sure they are going to cover it up. That their people would die and they say, okay, they are missing. Okay, yes, but just like a Wike is saying that an insider has already confirmed the true story, the true state of the situation, that they are dead, they are not missing. Of course, that is the way they will want us to believe, because they would continue to say, oh, they are missing, we've not found them, we've not found them, we've not found them. Whereas, something else has happened. People will now be thinking and be waiting, expecting, oh, maybe they are going to see them very soon and what have you. And before you know it, people will forget about it. So they don't want to make it seem they are not on top of the game. But with even this issue of Esme is a discredit on their part, because they are not doing anything about it. If you say, oh, or talking about how they are trying to combat these Boko people, then what about the Esme? What about the activities of the Esme? What are they doing in that regard? They are not saying anything. And someone was asking a question that who sold Nigerians to these Esmen and bandits? And it's a big question that they need to answer. So we know that all of these things are just lies. We know what they are telling Nigerians. Majority of them are not true. Majority of them are not true. And the next thing they will come out and begin to say, oh, it is the opposition. Of course, since Wike is an opposition governor, they will come for him. Most especially Garba Shehu. They will say, oh, he's speaking, from the angle of the opposition. That is what opposition is known for. That is not what we are talking about. Whether opposition or no opposition, who cares? In as much the truth is being told, they don't want to accept responsibility, because he's saying, oh, the president should accept responsibility. He's not going to accept responsibility. Mind you, it's coming back for you that you guys started it, the PDP started it, this and that, and they will start giving figures, what happened, the statistics of what the victims under their own watch, and the statistics and of victims under their own on the opposition when they were in governor under their watch as well. That is what they are going to be talking about. So I don't just know whether Nigerians will continue to talk or they will do the needful, or we just accept our fate that okay, that is where and how we have been structured. But I don't know what Nigerians will be doing, because these things have been happening over and over again, over and over again. But the reason why people are really talking about this present government, because you cannot come and tell us, oh, it has been happening before. Yes, people knew quite already that this kind of shenanigans, abnormalities have been happening. And that's why when they came with this mantra of change, people now felt that, okay, they knew quite alright what the country has been going through, that they are going to change the narratives. But unfortunately, we are not seeing anything. It's just like a scam. You say you are going to do something and you are not doing it. You just use the weakness of those who were there then to climb. Meanwhile, you are coming to do worse. If we talk about the Boko people, but what about the S-men? Just like I've been saying, what have they done critically? Because they will come and say, it is not this S-men, that people are just trying to make things up. Then fish out those people who are behind these things. If you know that they are not the ones, but because one thing that is certain, people are going down daily, people are dying, people are losing loved ones daily, every now and then. But of course, you can imagine that they have that audacity. One of Buhari's aide, Loretta Noche, saying that PDP always coming out to say, oh, an incident or some people were killed in some areas, and by the time you get there, nothing will happen. What are you saying? And the same, that's the same statement Wike is trying to say, that it is out of wickedness, and if you don't have conscience, if it's those who do not have conscience that will begin to say such things. You are saying, oh, they are making things up with all of these things that are happening. It shows that you are wicked or you have no conscience. Of course, somebody who does not have conscience does not even care about others. So it's very unfortunate. So now that Wike has already challenged them, that an insider has already said that these people, these soldiers are not missing, that they are dead. Let them come out and state the obvious and state the facts and tell Nigerians the truth. And someone says the disturbing aspect of it all is that when it has to do with posting and deployment of military personnel, they strictly maintain the federal character. Hey, federal character system. But when it comes to employment into other government agencies and parastatals, especially the oil and gas sector, they never play by the rules. 85% of these dying soldiers are from south, especially southeast and south. Something I think is a calculated and premeditated attempt at disseminating our youth population before they finally unleash their planned jihad, this war on us. God is watching. Someone says to be convicted and being on death row is now safer than being recruited into the military. Governor Wike, thank you for the courage and boldness to speak up. I clap up for this. I clap off for this government. We never had it this bad before in this country. The impunity is something else. Is something else. People's lives are not just are just nothing, and is that wickedness or having an ulterior motive to be able to carry out some plans? Because you can't separate the two things. You can't separate it, because you can't continue to tell people that you are innocent or you are planning good for the people, and with what is happening on ground, you can't convince people not to think the way they are thinking, that there's an agenda. You can't separate it. No one can separate it with all these things that are happening, unless you are just like the statement Wike made. You are heartless and wicked. It's only wicked people that will be supporting bad things, seeing things going wrong, and yet you are still saying things are okay. It's very, very unfortunate. Someone say we in the South should rise in unity and stop the government from pushing our brother soldiers to Boko people. This is a game plan of this Fulani military to destroy all trained soldiers from the South while recruiting ex-terrorists to replace them in the army. Of course, like I said, you can't convince people not to think this in this manner, because if really that this so-called repentant Boko boys or what have you, you tell us that they have repented, and at the end of the day you recruit them back into the system, into the army, what does that tell you? You expect people to clap, you expect people not to think otherwise. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Just like I said, Wike has challenged them. Let them come and defend what he has said. Like he said, an insider has told them or has made it known that these people are not missing, but something else has happened to them. Let them come and do that. Someone say 105 soldiers at a go, not 105 tubers of yam missing. Now, wow, woman be yes. Someone says, Mr. Wike, Nigeria is never united and can never united. Political leaders in South South and Southeast and others should start the resolution or a process of Nigeria. Majority of the missing or killed soldiers are mainly Southerners and Christians. It's a game plan to weaken the South by killing all their trained soldiers. Please do something quickly before it is too late. The problem we are having too is the same so-called Southerners. Like I say, these people do not work in isolation. Our people are working with them because of their selfish interests. Because of their selfish interests at the detriment of the masses. So what do you expect? What do you expect? When they themselves, because of greed, because of selfishness, because they want that power, and yet they don't have what it takes to be leaders. They just want to be there. Why will all these things not happen? They are working together. These people that they are always accusing, the Northerners that they are always accusing, they are not working in isolation because they will still come back, because they can't do it all alone. They can't do it by themselves. So that's just the way it is. And like I said, let the government come out and tell us what they know and tell us whether what Wike is saying is different from the reality. So guys, leave your comments below and let's have your take. Thank you.